If you're watching this is your sign that you absolutely need to become that demon. You need to have so much self-conviction that people are scared. You need to have so much fire that you genuinely scare people away. People have to be if people aren't giving you shit for having an ego or being too confident or being too spicy when you talk, then you're not doing it right. You need to be so sure of yourself and so rooted in your values that it doesn't matter what people say. It doesn't matter what people think. If people want to leave, don't let the door hit you on the way out, right? Sometimes the trash tends to take itself out. If that's the case, bye. You should never be in a situation where you feel like you have to put up with disrespect, right? On top of this, you should not trust a single soul, right? There's no one on this planet that you should trust. Not your family, not your friends, not your significant other, no one. You don't tell anyone anything. You don't tell anyone how you're feeling. Maybe a therapist here and there. But no one deserves to if you're in pain, you keep that to yourself, right? You hurt in silence, hurt without sharing it to the world. People use things against you. You should never give people ammunition to use things against you, right? Now, if you're talking with so much conviction and so much confidence and so much fire, and people want to use that as a way to put you down, say you're mean and shit like that, then bye. You can take it. Who the fuck cares? No one cares. At the end of the day, this is everyone's fighting for themselves, right? No one gives a shit about you more than you, right? People always prioritize themselves, and they always only care about themselves. You think anyone gives a shit about you? I don't think so, quite frankly. As much as they say they give a shit, as much as they say that you should be, just open up and do things like that, no one gives a shit whatsoever. You think a therapist does? The only reason a therapist gives a shit is because they're getting paid for it. You think your family gives a shit? Yeah, right. No one cares whatsoever. Everyone is so focused on their own the problems that no one has even the mental energy to compromise and be compassionate towards you. So with that being said, if anyone has the audacity to give you shit about the way you do things and the way you approach things and your confidence, then once again, bye bye, see you later. You should, and here's another thing: you should never ever under any circumstance chase anything other than God and money, right? Once again, if people want to walk out of your life, I'll say it's very clear. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. People think that they're the best thing that has ever happened to you. How much ego does it take for someone to sit and look at you in the face and think that they're the best thing that has ever happened to you, and you're the one that should be validating them? This is not the case. If you're a good person, people should be chasing you. And this is always the case. You should never lower yourself. You should never put anything else on a pedestal other than you and God. You need to be so confident that people are genuinely scared. You need to be so confident, and you need to have so much conviction and inner belief that when you walk into a room, people feel it. People naturally are magnetic to your energy, right? There should never be a situation where you put yourself down or you lower your needs for the sake of other people. You're your own priority. You deserve 100% the best thing ever. If anyone wants to give you any problems when it comes to the way you look, the way you dress, anything like that, it's crazy how the ugliest people, the people that with no style, always have the most to say about people's looks and people's fashion and things like that. So at the end of the day, who gives a shit about what people say? None of this shit matters ever. We're all gonna die. Some people are gonna be dead sooner rather than later. There's no situation or circumstance that you should genuinely care what people say, right? Another thing is, don't fall for people's tricks, right? People are constantly gonna try to test you and play you. You're not a student, right? These people aren't teachers. It's not your job to take people's tests. People always say, love yourself, focus on self-love. Just fuck all that, dude. Like, throw that all out the window. Yeah, you gotta love yourself, but the way you do that is by prioritizing yourself and not falling for people's bullshit traps. Okay, so when people are trying to get information out of you, there's never ever ever a situation that they're trying to get information out of you for your benefit. Why the hell would someone want to know things about you for you? How does that make any sense? People get information so they can use it for themselves against you. People use it so that they can leverage shit against you. And another thing is this doesn't mean go be an asshole and go be a egotistical maniac and crazy person, stuff like that. You need to live with 100% good intentions and good morals and good values every day and day in and day out. When you're someone that's constantly doing the right thing, you're constantly living with morals, and you're never like putting people down, you're never cheating, stealing, lying, things like that, then you damn well deserve all the ego and all the self-conviction that you have. If someone is trying to tell you don't have too much pride, don't have too much ego, people, that's you're doing something right. Then that means that people are so insecure within themselves that when they come across someone like you, and you do have pride, you do have conviction that you've built off of doing the right things, off of having a relationship with God, off of doing your work and doing positive in the world, then you deserve every ounce of ego, you deserve every ounce of pride that you have. And don't let anyone whatsoever ever take that away. There's no one on this planet, there's not a single human being that's worth chasing. I don't care if it's your favorite rapper, I don't care if it's your favorite like writer, whoever the case is. No one on this planet is worth chasing. You are full of life yourself. You're full of love. You're whole yourself. You do not need to chase anything. When you're so full of good value and good morals, things naturally come to you. This is like, so many people can just exist and they'll have women and men and all these people coming towards them and trying to get from them. Your cup needs to be so overflowing that you can pour into someone else's cup and it's not going to do a single thing, right? But you also should never, ever, 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 ever let someone take from your cup. There's a difference between pouring into other people's cup and letting people take from your cup. So this is to say that you need to be the bad guy. There's a difference between being the bad guy and being a bad person. You can be a great human being, a great person, and still be the bad guy. Be the villain. Be a demon. You deserve it. The people that deserve it the most are the people with the good morals and the good values that they're whole within themselves, right? This is to say, where are you supposed to get good values, good morals from? If this doesn't come naturally to you, then I don't know what to tell you. A lot of times, you can get it from religion, you can get it from books, you can get it from things like that, but naturally, if you should be a good person. Once again, I'm not saying go and lie and cheat and do all these crazy things, but if people want to villainize you for being full of conviction and full of pride, then so be it. Be the bad guy, be the villain. You should love that. It should put a smile on your face that people want to put you down because you're so full of life, and so people are so lacking in their life, and they're so insecure, and they come across a beautiful human being like you, and they get nervous, and the only thing that the only way they can cope from this is by putting you down. When people try to put you down, laugh. This is a great thing. You're doing the right thing. When people are trying to humble you, thank the Lord, because you're doing the right thing. You should never be in a place where absolutely everyone likes you, right? I don't care how good of a person you are. If absolutely everyone likes you, then you're doing something wrong. You need to be polarizing. You need to have people despise you for the way you are. You should do all the right things, give back to charity, and when people treat you dirty, deuces, bye-bye. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Once again, never be in a situation where you feel like you have to take disrespect. You need to be so full of conviction and so full of confidence that it doesn't matter who walks out your life. It doesn't matter who comes in, who comes out, and what people say. If people want to gas you up, say you're God's gift, or people want to say you're the piece of shit on the bottom of someone's shoe. It really does not matter whatsoever. Both the good and the bad. People want to walk out of your life. Awesome. Thank God. Show them why it's the biggest mistake that they'll ever make in their entire life. If someone wants to walk out of your life, there's nothing more that you can do than show them why they screwed up so bad. And honestly, you should get off on that, because these are the type of people that get off on getting validation from you chasing or from someone chasing. But you are not a chaser under any circumstances. You don't chase, you don't do any of that. You are full of love and life yourself, and you let the love and life come to you. So that's all I have to say. I'm gonna wrap it up. Be a leader. Go change some world, kick some ass, and screw what anyone says. It does not matter.